Ladies and gentlemen, the RRT Boxing Show with your host, Mr.A. Let's talk. Oh, thanks for your time and support. I am your host, Mr.A. And we are talking the two-division unified champion, CasKILLA, Jessica McCaskill out of Chicago. Man. Good career to talk about. I try not to ramble on too much about this career. There's so much to say, and it's just a short career. 10 fights, two-division champ, 20 rounds in, took on what you could say is, if not one, number two best skill set female boxer in the last 20 years. You get what? Barakus Taylor. And speaking of those two names, okay, whatever order you got as the best skill set, she fought Taylor in 7 fights with 20 rounds. She's set to fight Barakus in an 11th fight with 61, 65 rounds. Two-division champ, unified champ, a quiet career that can slowly, you can say she's taken, because since they lost to Katie Taylor, she beat what? She beat Anna Sanchez, Sanchez. So you see, she's fighting. She's taking the fights. She's kind of reminds me of the career of Adrian Broner and Sean Porter. Adrian Broner somehow gets those big fights out of nowhere, but early and shit, way not ready for him. McCaskill landed the Taylor fight. Talked her way into it, AB style. Porter gets avoided. He's a tough fighter. And here, McCaskill just kind of edged her way, got herself the fights, and like, oh shit, she comes in to fight. So, like I said, I get that type of vibe from her career. Was she ready for Taylor? Is she ready for Barakus? With the experience, you would think no on paper. Just looking at it, you're like, nah, I don't know. But then you're like, shit, two-division champ. Lomachenko done changed the fucking game with numbers and, hey, he 2 fights champion, fuck it. She's on that level, but you don't talk about it. That loss to Katie Taylor in 20 rounds just seems to make you think she's not what she is. People need to wake up, because all you hear is Barakus, Taylor, Serrano. Where the fuck is Serrano and McCaskill? Where the fuck is that fight? What? Okay, cool, whatever. You know what, Serrano? You know what? It's COVID-19. Before you go anywhere, how about you fight the best in fucking why don't you fight in the States? But I don't want to stop McCaskill from getting the fucking Barakus check. So, but the fight I'm rooting for at the end of the rainbow with the golden pot is Serrano McCaskill. We can talk about that on another episode of the RRT Boxing Show. It's a very different episode, maybe a fight maker. Now, as far as McCaskill, you can see, you got to keep in mind, 10 fights, on the 11th about to fight 2 of the best last 20 generation skill set women as a 50-50 boxer. As I don't mean it in a shit term, don't mean it in a negative way. You see on No Days Off, the documentary filmed by her coach, Rick Ramos. Go check it out on his channel. She brings her shit to the office. She brings her office to the gym, and she's doing her. I believe she's still a banking. That's what they always announce her as on TV. She's a banker, and which brings a sense, doing all this 50-50 fighter, 20 fights in, Hall of Famers. I mean, 20 rounds in, going against a Hall of Famer. 61 rounds in, going against in 11 fights, going against the two greatest skill set women in the last 20 years. You don't think this banker is out there trying to say, like, hey, well, if that fight makes sense, it'll get done. We'll have to see if that fight makes sense. Come on now. Come on. I get it. It's about money. But if a fight wants to be made, the fight could be made. And I think that's what. How can you not want to bring her to a table? You know, but I just hope, and through COVID-19, this pandemic, hope her and Ramos' team and everyone else in their camp, you know, I watched their little 3-minute not 3-minute, their little documentaries in those days also. Hopefully that whole gym is makes it through this pandemic safe and well. And certain fights, like I said, I talked about Triple G on one. In the Let's Talk, and COVID is going to affect boxers in many ways. This pandemic, you know, whether they turn it into a negative or a positive for their career, we will find out. But I believe if Team McCaskill and the coach Ramos in that camp can stay on point and stay focused, I believe they could use this delay as an advantage for themselves. I thought one of the biggest disadvantages they had was the weight, going up to 147 to fight Cecilia and not having a really good camp to accumulate to the weight. Now I think with this delay, she will have the weight because she has the power. She has all that stuff. Now, like I said, it's the mental. There's a mental block somewhere in the crossing the bridge, and the foot game. So I think this delay, putting those flaws with the accumulation of the weight, will be a better service Team McCaskill. Because in 11 fights, she's going in as a 2-division champ and a unified champion at that. That's some top-notch shit. You know, no one's talking about it because there's Shields, there's Brackhus, and there's Taylor. And, of course, McCaskill lost to Taylor. But what other fighter out there in men's? Dylan White lost to Joshua. What has he done since the bounce back? He won some fights, but he didn't win no belts. He didn't win no 2-division belts. Who else? After Danny Garcia, he lost to a Thurman that hasn't done shit. You know, so there's fighters out there who lost big fights, and really, like I said, she reminds me of Sean Porter. Sean Porter lost fights, bounced back, became champion again. Like I said, she has that grit that you don't want to see in the ring, but you want to see in the. She makes good fights. What money she gonna bring to the table? Shut the fuck up. She got 2 belts now. Now, it just, you want to see her fix her flaws, and I hope, like I said, I want to see the showdown between Serrano and McCaskill. It'll happen regardless if there's no belts on there, but if there's jewelry on the table, the fucking setting looks better, right? So let's see what Jessica, Team McCaskill, can stay focused, no days off, take advantage of this extra time, because she's fucking taking on a hefty chunk of boxing in an 11 fight career. She may not have the belts, the jewelry of a Clarissa Shields, of Katie Taylor, Cecilia Brackhus, but career-wise, considering she's set to fight Brackhus before Taylor, she is doing something more devastating than maybe they've done, you know? For Taylor and for Brackhus, just that accolades alone, those 2 fighters, and she's fighting them within she would have fought them in a 3-year period. Now I'm fighting them in a 4-year period. Best of luck, Team McCaskill. This is the RRT Boxing Show. Thank you for your time and support.